Hey guys, welcome back to my Final Fantasy IX Let's Play. I took a quick run to Grismoog's Grotto, and I delivered the Cuckoo Nut. Basically all I got was a tent, so it's not really worth it at this point. The more times you do deliveries of the Cuckoo Nuts, the more times the Moogles give them for completing deliveries. So I should have put Quina's weapon on for this next fight. We're going to be fighting Beatrix. I believe it doesn't really matter how much damage you do. I think it's a timer-based thing, but I think if you do enough damage, the fight ends. So I will be trying to do as much damage as possible, but I'll be more fighting for survival. I will be stealing with Zidane. She has some okay items, but they're easily gotten later on. So before my next boss fight, I can have the opportunity to buy them. So it's not really worth the steal. But since I am stalling for time anyways, it will be helpful. Whoever has the Coral Ring will have the best survivability in this fight. I don't actually know who it is. I don't know who's got it on right now. But basically one of her attacks is thunder based, and you get to absorb it if you're wearing the Coral Ring. This is just a scene with Sir Fretley. I think that's his name. Yeah, Sir Fretley, sorry. And basically that's Freya's long lost love, and she's been searching for him. We heard about it earlier in the bar. So he went on a journey because he wanted to get stronger, and he heard about how strong General Beatrix was, and was afraid he wasn't strong enough to defend the nation anymore. So this is our first of, I believe, 3 fights of Beatrix, and she kicks our butt all 3 times. They're impossible to win, even if you have max level. If you do enough damage, she'll auto-knock you out. This is our first scene with Kuja in it, and he's the mysterious stranger that Garnet was talking about earlier, wandering around the castle. He's the one who's supplying the method of making black mages and all these weapons for Queen Brahne. So we came here to rescue the king, but he's already retreated to Clara. I'm sure we would have avoided this fight if we could, but we didn't want to watch one of our allies get killed by Beatrix. Her name's so renowned that every soldier in every army is afraid of her. I probably should have put Quina in the back row, but having the rope of thorns on, it might actually be helpful for her to take extra hits. I'm gonna continually jump with Freya, just to lower the chances of her getting hit. Unfortunately, I don't think any of our characters can survive shock at this point. I accidentally hit auto battle. That's my bad. Obviously, Phoenix Down is the lowest item she could have given us. Ooh, 2 shocks back to back. Even with the Robe of Lords, I just used it on Zidane. Even with the Robe of Lords, unfortunately, Quina's not strong enough to survive. If she uses any other magic attack, she'll probably kill Freya or Zidane, which is really unfortunate. I'm gonna spam Phoenix Downs here, and hope Thunder Slash. Ooh, I thought for sure Thunder Slash would have done enough damage. So if we had the Coral Ring on, it would have just healed us. But I don't know who's wearing it. I think it's Vivi, or I might actually be in my bag. I didn't really prepare properly for this fight, which might become apparent that I've been forgetting a lot of things in these fights. Normally I'm more prepared, but I'm trying to give as much information to make this as entertaining as possible. So my previous focuses with VV have gone for naught. Chain plate will be inside the equipment. It'll be okay for now. I don't remember what any of the items were that she has, but I know they're not super useful. So Vivi's not wearing the coral ring either, so my best bet is it's probably in my backpack. Because I know Cynane's not wearing it because I was gonna put it on him, and I know Quinn has already got Insomniac, so she doesn't have it either. And Shock will kill something. That's unfortunate. So in most Final Fantasies, when you use a Phoenix down, it'll auto-target somebody who's knocked out. So it's really throwing me off that I keep targeting myself. I'm gonna use Blizzara and try to end this fight now. I'm not getting much luck with steals, and the percentage chance is probably 12% or lower for the steal. So Blizzara should end this fight, I imagine. He should have one boosted focus, but I don't. I'm just guessing. It's quite a bit more damage than my physical attacks. Oh. She's trolling hard. I'm gonna end this fight with sitting on the ground. What an annoyance. And hopefully this fight is over. But I'm not that lucky. Oh, it is over. So it was a time-based victory, not a damage-based one. Because I think my last attack was a steal. Considering she's not actually that strong, it's really weird how they get her to taunt you, and she can only auto-win the fight. She can't actually win straight up. And so that ends Disc 1. As a kid, when I first opened this game, I didn't have a memory card. So my memory of Disc 1 is a lot better than my memory of Disc 2, 3, and 4. So from here on, it won't be, I won't know exactly what's going on before it happens. I didn't even remember there was a cutscene there, but I think I have a really good knowledge of this game. So we'll be on the tram here, and then we'll be fighting the Black Waltz number 3 again. So we will have Marcus for our next part until we get to Trino, and he's not very helpful. It doesn't really hurt to keep him alive. Like, we're not going to be trying to earn XP on our way, but yeah. So, I believe this is one of the Moogles that we need to deliver the letter to. And there's a shop here that'll have decent items. So this was the letter earlier that we picked up. So, almost every time we do a Moogle mail now, or Mognet, we will get a cuckoo nut, and you can just bring them back to Grismaluke's Grotto when you can. So I'm gonna get 2 more bronze vests for Jelly. We couldn't actually get the chain plate here, but we will be able to in Clara. So I'm gonna use the air racket just for the next fight for extra damage. I don't think I need to change anything else for Steiner. It would be nice if he could have another item, but unfortunately we're not that lucky yet. So when we get to Trino, there'll be a lot of the Constellation coins. We will pick them all up, and then we will have a decent upgrade for Steiner. There is a way to push this storyline up. I can't remember where. Oh, okay, so it is this guy we talked to. And that was the cable cards switching off again. And this is where we meet Cinna and Marcus. So Cinna missed his ride because he likes eating the cakes here. I agree with Cinna. He's a terrible actor and quite a doofus. So if you keep trying to talk to them, Steiner will keep interrupting them. So to push the story along, you need to talk to Steiner. So what we find out here is they found a way to unpetrify Blank, and their hint is the super soft in Trino. So we're going to try to help out Marcus while we can, because Blank sacrificed himself for us as well. Why she thought bad-mouthing his friend would be a good way to continue a conversation, I don't know. time for the Black Waltz fight. You do have Marcus here, so you can steal items. He's not very much help, so I am gonna steal for him, or with him. And I don't think if he gets knocked out, I'm gonna pick him back up. I have the air racket, so I won't be using life, which would have been good if I put the Mithril staff on instead. It's probably much easier than the first time we fought him, even though Steiner and Garnet haven't leveled up any. I think he actually has less health, because you're actually adding a really weak party member as Marcus. You don't have EV. Although you probably have better armor on Princess Garnet, so that spell you just used can actually raise your party members. So obviously I don't need steeple pads. Everybody's health is really quite low. I would have put Marcus in the back row if I could. Actually, he might be. It's hard to tell from this angle. I didn't realize this would be such a dangerous fight. I didn't think about my characters having such low health. But normally I would have farmed with everyone earlier. So now we have all three staffs. We need for Lazara, Thundera, and Fire. So that was just a normal Blizzard attack. I am gonna heal him just because he did such high damage to Stein earlier. I didn't count the amount of steals I got from Marcus. I know I got the steeple pad and the flame staff. I doubt he really got anything else. But, doesn't hurt to try. Oh, he also got the lightning staff. Jeez. So I can probably buy all of that in Trino, but I don't know for sure. And that ends the fight. Hooray. Honestly, probably about the same amount of difficulty as the last time, just because of how weak Marcus is and how underpowered Garnet is for physical damage. But it's very helpful she can heal. So Steiner really doesn't know or understand that it's Alexandria who's starting a war. I agree with Marcus, she's still pretty juvenile if she thinks that's a right to endanger her own life. So I will have Marcus for the next few fights. I'm just gonna unequip him just because it helps me for having extra items. I could waste the broadsword, but I already have a broadsword, or I already have an extra iron sword from Blink. I don't really want to buy another one. Broadsword, that is. Okay, so the left takes us to Dolly. I'm not sure if we can get there at this point. If we can, that's probably where you buy your wrists for the second steepled hats. I don't think you can. Oh, okay, so we could actually go to Dolly from here. I have no reason to go to Dolly at this point. I'm not going to do the cotton rope trick. The reason I'm not going to do the cotton rope trick is I have 120,000 gil, so I shouldn't need to, but I might need to later, to be quite honest. Or I'll farm Grand Dragons, either or. So you need to actually try to walk onto the bridge to get them to push the bridge down, otherwise I thought talking to him would help, but he didn't care. So the monsters here are the same monsters from Niflheim, so it's really easy to knock them out. The XP here isn't that great, so I'm just going to keep Marcus alive, so he can speed up the fights a bit. I'm going to head, I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically Vivi's home before I go to Trino if I can. I don't know if you can, usually I go to Trino first, but if I can avoid having to go and backtrack and run here solo, I will do that. I could be stutter stepping, and I probably will switch to that to avoid encounters in the world map. I don't know if the steals from Marcus count for my steal total, but they probably do, so I'm going to try to steal with Marcus. It's probably going to kill Marcus. Yep. And I healed for nothing. I'm not going to waste items on Marcus. I don't get to use him anymore, and his health is not super needed if Steiner's one-shot this. Especially if I can Steiner step that way of not getting another encounter. I think you can actually run into Mandragoras in the forest, which would definitely be a dangerous fight for me now. So I'm gonna pull up the save just in case. So I'm gonna use the next save slot, because I don't want to write over that one. Okay, now I'm gonna stutter step my way into an encounter probably. So the reason I'm going to Vivi's place is looting items as per usual, but he also has one of the constellations in his house, so I need that for Trino, was where I collect all of them, and I hand them to a lady, and she'll give us items for it. The items are really good at this point, but it's really just the blood sword that I made. And of course I ran into the major boys. Run away. So, I don't know if you remember, but Mandragoras have about 600 or 700 health. So it would take 2 to 3 Steiner hits, and they deal a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, it's enough to wipe my party. We might be restarting. Sometimes their chestnuts do no damage, other times they wipe me. And that's an annihilation. Dang. That is why I saved. So I'm not going to cut the video at all, just going to hit continue, and I'm pretty sure that'll happen to put us right before the fight. Never mind. I'm going to reload here, because that's an extra amount of running I did not want. I didn't know that it would put us back at the gate. Maybe I'll revive Marcus just to give us another target. Unfortunately, running away in this game without Flea is very, very hard. Why, I don't know. So I am gonna buy a bunch more Phoenix Downs when we get back to Trino. So I'm definitely messing up my stutter step, I can tell. Every time the bush bounces, that means you took more than a half step, and I think I'm just trying to do it too quickly, to be quite honest. Oh, okay. We got lucky. It's probably the rag timer. So I don't think I've explained the rag timer. Basically, he will ask a question, and you can answer true or false. You can also kill the rag timer, but I think he has something. I think he's got like boss level in-game health, so there's no way we can do it. Okay, so the answer to this question is true. It's fortunate I actually know the answer to a few of these. I usually do these at the end. I know probably about half the answers off the top of my head. And that's just from doing it. So he gives you, I think, 1,000 gil each time. And the last one he gives you a protect ring. So I will save on my way back. The only reason I didn't there is because I knew I was going to get out of the forest, and I didn't care that much if it was a field encounter. The field encounters there are not bad at all. So this is Quan's dwelling. Quan was the name of Vivi's grandpa, or the grandpa that adopted him. Obviously he's not AQ. Excuse me. Obviously there's no encounters in here, so that's helpful. There's a note up here, or it might be down here actually, and it's a note from his grandpa measuring Vivi's height, and it says it's too small to eat. And this clock actually stopped when Quan died. So there's foam at certain spots in the ocean, and that's when we're doing later on chocobo stuff. Basically, it's another item pile that isn't one of the chocographs that you can get with the chocobo. So this is where Scorpio is, and it's also where another constellation is. It's the 13th one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Oh, you can also full field here. Which probably is intended to make this a farming spot, but I think your characters are too low level to be fighting Mandragoras. And it's all, honestly, the spiders or whatever that we fought earlier, they're too weak and provide very little XP. I'm gonna save here just because I got wiped earlier, and I'm gonna walk out of the forest as fast as I can, and then I'm going to walk to Trina. The only really safe fight for me in the forest is actually the rag timer. It's actually pretty hard to get. I can't believe I got it in my second fight of the forest. It's pretty rare, actually. So I think I am doing it too often. I used to be able to stutter step pretty well on the PlayStation 1 controller, but right now I'm actually trying to do it on my keyboard. Just because it's, damn it. Okay. That's pretty lucky. I also forgot to mention, when you're stutter stepping, which is probably why I keep running into the rag timer, since you can't push an encounter, you can actually push the rag timer while stutter stepping properly. Which is why there was no movement of the grass, but I actually still got an encounter. I think that one's false. Pretty sure. He's gonna tell me to hurry again because my characters are so slow. Oh, that's funny. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he did. He did just at the end. Well, that'll help my gil out for a bit. I think you need to answer 10 to get the protect ring, and then you stop encountering them, but I could be wrong. It would not be the first time. Or, as the saying goes, wouldn't be the first time, definitely not the last. Okay, so I have another half hour left until I'm going to stop this video and start another one. I don't really care if I run into the spiders again. It takes me too much effort to run stutter stepping, and I got lucky enough to get right to Trino. So, like Vermisia, Trino has a special factor where it's always nighttime here. So there's quite a few of the constellation coins in Trino, and I'm talking about the Scorpio that I also picked up now. I think there's... I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I can figure out them as I go. So I know there's one at the fountain here, and all you have to do is start putting more and more gil in. I think you have to do it 10 times. So some of the ATEs here allow you to get things that you don't necessarily get. So one of them, I believe, the thief steals from Garnet some of our gil, and then you can talk to him later and he'll give you a power belt, I believe, but that might be later on in the game. I'll try it here and we will see. I think it's now, but it actually might be the next time we come to Trino. Okay, so it's probably this one that I was talking about. Oh, it's actually Alleyway Jack. He has lots of different names. I don't know what name he goes by in Trino. If you know the Final Fantasy series, he would be Gilgamesh in these Final Fantasy games. I actually didn't know about this scene. I guess I usually miss it. I didn't know she chased him. So I'm just gonna grab this treasure chest here. I believe it's a Mage Masher. No value to me at this point, but no, it's a Mithril Dagger. That was close. But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So the way she was going there is the way you actually get the Moogle in this area. You have to walk up that staircase, and then the Moogle runs out. He's playing with the dog right now. He's always playing with that dog. They're really good friends. So let's go talk to Gilgamesh. And then we're gonna check out the synthesis shop. So that's the way to get the power belt early. I don't remember how long we have these characters for, so I'm not going to put anything special on them, but I am going to check out the synthesis shop. So I think we already have the ogre, so there's no helping Zynian at this point. This is a hair extension we could put on, or an item that girls put in their hair. We can put this on Freya and Quina, so I want to have two. So we have a yellow scarf that looks like this, but the gold choker is different, so we want one of those as well. I just want to check out what the golden choker is, or golden choker, so it's the potion one, okay. So I know there's more constellations, but I don't know exactly where they are. So we're just gonna wander around town, and when I remember, we'll grab them. I think there's only one more in town, and I think it's just actually in a normal chest, but I don't remember. So this is where the card tournament is held, and you can go here at any point to do card games. We'll be back when they're hosting the card tournament. So this is where you push the Moogle I was talking about. And he runs back and forth, playing with the dog. I don't believe we have any letters for him, but he does have letters on him. So in here, we can buy normal items and any item upgrades he has. We can also fight the monster down low. So I already got the needle fork, I just forgot to put it on. We'll need 6 of these, I believe. Buy 3 ones, 6 bandanas. So I believe only 2 characters plus Marcus can wear the chain plate, so I'm not going to buy anymore. Okay, I am going to change Steiner's equipment. So he did get a mithril sword, but there's no point in putting it on because that's not what he's going to be using. I could put the bronze helmet on for Bug Killer, but I'm not going to be farming for that, so I'm just going to put the best stuff he can wear on. His health pool's really low, so when I get the blood sword, I'm also going to put the ability 10% HP on. We can also go to the auction house in Trino, but it's not really going to help us that much because the items here aren't that great. They will get better, but honestly, they are very overpriced. So we also have to go to the auction house to pick up Garnet. So I think one of the constellations is one of these boxes here, but I'm not 100%. I think it's this box over here. Oh, there was one more. Oh, okay, it's right here. So if you talk to this guy, he'll actually go to the treasure chest that you looted and find it's empty. Kind of sad, but also kind of funny. So I went this way. It's probably the longer way to run, but I'm gonna go to this noble lady and she's buying all the constellation coins. So in the auction house you can buy a few rare items that you can sell around town. After you sell them, they spawn back into the auction house. And you can also buy some equipment from the auction house. So the first coin's not really worth it, but the more you give, the more you get in this one. The main point of doing all of these early is the blood sword's super helpful to Steiner. It allows him to heal as much damage as he deals. And that'll help me fight the monster in the cage. I don't remember what you get for the first time, but the main one that's useful is the haste boots, and I think that's the next time we're in Trino. Okay, I think that was the last one I have. Okay, so I believe we're fighting an air monster. This adds a decent amount of strength, so for this fight I'm going to use it. So every time I'm attacked I'm going to counter now, which will really help with my healing. I should have checked if he's got Bird Killer, and I don't even know if he's got Bird Killer on hand. Oh, he does. So I believe the monster we're fighting is a bird. Or in the bird category anyways. Because he has wings and he has arrow, and when he uses arrow he flies. Those are my 3 guesses of why. Do I really know? Nah, I really don't. Even if you don't win the fight, you just end the fight at 1 health. So, I don't really need to save. Honestly, normally I don't lose this fight, but I also don't normally have 300 health. I'm gonna have way more. And lucky for me, I'm gonna hit Trance in this fight. Well, if he hits me. So, with my attacking, I can now full heal, because my health is so low. So counter won't work on magical attacks, it will just work on physical. And he can almost kill me in one shot. This fight really wouldn't be possible at this level without Blood Sword. So, I think this is Steiner's first trance. Steiner's buff for trance is just more physical damage. So he does 1.5 damage instead of his normal 100%. It's honestly one of the least impressive, but one of the most useful trances. So I'm gonna save after that fight, just because I will. So I'm not going to move this because I haven't done an actual end of the video. And we'll just push some more story along. And I think we'll get far enough that I'll be able to offline farm Garnet and Steiner up to level 20. That'll probably be good. It's really not hard, it'll only take me probably like 10 to 20 fights. The whale zombies give a huge amount of XP, I'm going to knock Marcus out. So I'm just going to pop into the auction to see what items they're auctioning. They announce it when you first walk in, and then they will bid in order. Mini-Sid is a key item, Dodge's artifact, and Una's mirror are items that you can buy. They're also key items, but you can sell them to nobles. And the Reflect Wing is another add-on item like any of the other accessory add-ons. It's not really that necessary for me to have Reflect at this point, and I'm not willing to spend 75k or whatever it is going to cost me to buy a Reflect Ring. That's more for end of Disc 2 or beginning of Disc 3, I think. I don't usually use Auto Reflect anyways. It eats up a lot of AP. So, even though he's asking us if we're ready, like, we need to be prepared for a fight, there is no fight yet here. It's just a bunch of talking, and then we'll come back. Basically, we're gonna go rob a store, but Princess Garnet ends up recognizing the person who's in the store as her old teacher, and he's willing to help us. Basically, it's Dr. Todd who taught Princess Garnet as a child, and we'll have a few scenes about that. So we find out that Kuja's main base in this continent is in Trino. He always refers to Princess Garnet as a canary or a bird, like she's flown away and will return. It always made me feel like he's less than human because of his outlook. So they're both just their inner thoughts on why they're here to help, and they never thought they'd be here trying to steal from somebody. And this is Dr. Tot. He's really funny. I like him as a character. So, where I got the mithril dagger earlier, that area is actually Dr. Tot's little spire. So, Baku can never remember Dr. Tot's name, and he just keeps calling him like Toodles or whatever he wants at the time. And Marcus keeps trying to correct him. Why he bothers to correct him, I don't know. I'm sure it's just like when you have someone saying the same thing over and over and it's wrong. You just keep trying to correct them. So this is where Dr. Tot lives now. He actually has a really good globe up here, and it's really intricate. You can actually go inside and there's a telescope. I really liked that as a kid, viewing the world, or the other worlds on planets around you from inside a globe. So this is a globe of Gaia, the planet they live on. And then this is just Dr. Tot reminiscing about while he was teaching Garnet. He's also talking about the jewels, and he's talking about the 4 jewels of the planet. And 2 of them we've seen already. One Princess Garnet has, and another one is the jewel from Lindblom. I think it was on Sid's chair. They did mention it earlier that her necklace is exactly like the jewel that Sid has, but I probably glossed over it at the time. So there's 4 of them in the game. They actually have a great meaning to the planet, but I don't want to spoil it, so we'll get there eventually. So he actually has a tunnel that heads from Trino to Alexandria, and it uses a monster that carries a basket. I don't remember exactly what the name of the monster is, so I'm not going to guess. But this is where I'm going to farm before the next video, and I'm just going to save here and end the video here. So he's forgot how the sequence trigger works. We'll get into that when I start the next video. So I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. I will catch you guys in the next video, hopefully. See ya.